This is Diesel for We the People News. So, going to start this over a second. This is a learning video. Do your own research. Don't take everything to be facts with me. Because it's always hearsay when anybody else says it unless you do your own research. I'm not an attorney, don't care to be an attorney. I don't want to dumb myself down. This one is kind of interesting because there's been a few videos I've brought up about presidents don't have the right oath, judges don't have the right oath, Congress don't have the right oath, right? So in all actuality, because they don't take the right oath, we actually do not have the United States. Because we have no one legally bound to the Constitution. And of course I found this out, I guess a couple of years ago or so, and I talked about it here and there. But it's good to see that somebody else kind of did the research. And at the time when I found these things out, I did not have printers of this, that, here and there. And I was always busy working and doing this, that, here and there. Well, time has changed and I'm raising a blind grandbaby, and he had a lot of health issues during what you guys call birth. Oh boy, he's coming out right now. Give me a second. We'll just proceed forward while I get him lined up. Because he's blind, night and day does not come together very easy.
I approve of Joe Biden's fraudulent appointment as Commander-in-Chief. That I would be Staff Sergeant Robert Allen Ratluski, United States Army veteran, Social Security number 374-506794. Check me out, please do.
Did you get it now?
And, because it's a fraudulent appointment, you should be able to have a court-martialed under the UCMJ.
That means you get to.
And that's why I'm here, to make sure you have that proof. Now, for those who don't know, what General Berger did yesterday, this is according to, it's on the internet, it must be true, on Gab, that Marines rebuked Defense Secretary, no mandatory vaccines for my Marines. So under no circumstances will Marines be compelled to take a potentially hazardous vaccination that the FDA won't even fully endorse. General Berger told Austin, the retired general who's impersonating as the Secretary of Defense, because he doesn't have a proper oath of office, as I'll show you in a second. Right? Not that he couldn't be, he just didn't take proper oath of office. You are a coward and a traitor, manipulated by people pushing bad policy on the men and women who provide security to our nation. Neither you nor your puppet president has authority to enforce such a policy. Well, then do something, sir. Very good. I want to court-martial Joe Biden. All right, so let's get back to that here in just a second. Okie dokie. So,
you gotta listen to the
UCMJ, sir, it says Article 83. Fraudulent enlistment, appointment, or separation.
You want to do
any person who, number one, procures his own enlistment or appointment in the armed forces by knowingly false representation or deliberate concealment as to his qualifications for the enlistment or appointment and receives pay or allowances thereafter. Or, it goes on to number two, but we only needed number one. Because that's what's happening, right? It's a fraudulent appointment. Because Joe Biden did not execute proper oath of office to be the President of the United States of America, which is in the second article.
On the table,
right?
baby.
The second article of the Constitution. Now, this is the Constitution I was given, sir, that said I'm supposed to protect and defend this Constitution. Okay, it says, before he enter on execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Period. So that's all in quotes, sir, right? That's the form of the oath he's supposed to take. Please note that after the word I, there is no comma, with parentheses, A-B, inside the parentheses. So you're not supposed to put a name in. And there is no "so help me God" at the end. There is no religious test attached to the second article oath. Bear with me, sir. We're going to have to go watch, right? Because I want to get this, get the proof on air. So hang on just a second here. Let's just listen to what happened.
Hang on a second. We're going to pause it there for a second. So what you want to do on this part, because I already knew what was going on, and for y'all out there, this has been every president. There was no President Trump. There was no President Obama. There was no President Bush. It's all illusion. They never took the right oath. Now, when they speak, they almost take the right oath because they say their full legal birth name, right? But when they actually sign the oath, it's never with their full name. Donald Trump was Donald J. Trump, which means that oath was null and void. Alright? And since it's null and void, means they did not take the oath of being the President of the United States. So they have not ever become president. And everybody, I talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that on some of the laws. I talk with other people with, some people just says, no, don't worry about the oath, this, and this. Well, y'all, we have to worry about the oath because that's what gives the jurisdiction to us, right? Are you a U.S. citizen? Or do you reside in the United States? Do you reside in the United States of all caps? United States of America or United States of America all caps. Alright? There's several different jurisdictions. And if we're martial law rule 3, then he is the whole complete boss of the whole situation. There is no Congress. Well, be all fair, since Congress hadn't been taking the right oath of office either, there has not been no oath or no Congress. So you kind of got to look at this video, maybe rewind and listen to him again. And probably listen to this video a couple times, y'all. Yeah, Papa talking to himself.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Okay, sir. I'm sure that...
We're going to pause it right there right quick again, y'all. He did not say he took an oath to U.S. He said the United States. Then why aren't we residing in the U.S.? How come we're not on the land of the United States? So even if you're a U.S. citizen, he actually has no authority because there is the wrong jurisdiction. Y'all? So if you're a U.S. citizen, then he has no authority over you. Well, he's never had authority over you, period. That's over the states. We keep getting excited about the president. The president does not have all this power people think. I'm going to carry on. It gets me kind of a little tissy when people think the president's all that.
You heard it, right? Put the guy's name in, Biden's name in, and so help me God at the end. That was added to the oath, so he did not take the oath, execute the oath that's in the second article. So he's not the President of the United States. Period. And because he's not the President of the United States, he's impersonating as the Commander-in-Chief. All right, it's a fraudulent appointment. I don't know what else to say. It's really that simple. So we could just stop right there, sir. You can call me, and I'll file the paperwork, whatever you need. Send me a sworn statement form. All right, send me a JAG officer, whatever it is. Let me fill it out and get the show on the road. Or you could do it yourself. That would be even better. But it's just not the president, right? Here's the thing now. What about the Secretary of Defense? Or how about a congressman? Or how about a governor? Right? Because in the 6th article of that same Constitution, sir, it says the senators and representatives before mentioned and members of the several state.
Now this is what I always talk about, right? No judges, no governor, no lawyers, no officers actually take this oath, and they must take it. So we keep complaining that nobody's obeying the Constitution. Well, they never took the oath to do so. The judges never took no oath to obey the Constitution. The officers never took any oath to obey the Constitution. Or not the correct oath anyway. And since they haven't done this Article 6 oath of office, then they're not bound to the Constitution.
Legislatures and all, ALL, all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office of public trust under the United States. Period. So, give me just a second to show you that, sir. It's worthwhile. You know, if you're still watching, I guess you're interested. So, hang on a second. One quick stop before we get there, sir. Now, I've always been told that our nation is governed by the Constitution. Yet, in 1991, a public law was passed, Public Law 102-14. Basically, whereas Congress recognizes the historical, traditional, ethical values and principles which are the basis of civilized society and upon which our great nation was founded. Whereas these ethical values and principles have been the bedrock of society from the dawn of the civilization when they were known as the 7 Noahide Laws. Well, we don't need to go any further from me, sir. I'm not in any nation that's governed by the Noahide Laws. I'm a Christian. You cannot make me be in a frickin' nation that's governed by the Noahide Laws because Jews and Christians do not mix. It's like oil and water, right? A Jew would say that a Christian is a blasphemer, and under the Noahide Laws, then would have the authority to, well, to kill me, basically. And I don't accept that. Right, I'm under the Constitution. Now, I understand that I've been taken out from under the Constitution, and they did this at birth, and they did it. I just did some videos on this. It's really interesting stuff, sir, but I'll just show you the links. You can look at them later. But basically, we've all been shanghaied out of the Republic and put into the democracy called the United States of America. We're not in the United States, or we're in the United States territorially, but we're not under the Constitution because we've been put into this private society that's acting like it's the government, right? And it is the government to its own society, but I have a right to be in it or not, and I don't want to be in it anymore. I didn't want to be in the first place, but they put us in, and it all starts with your birth records. More on that later, maybe. But basically, just to show you, so under the 6th article, all those people they mentioned, which would include people like the governor and the attorney general and the secretary of state and all the judges and justices and mayors and anybody who claims to hold a government office under the Constitution of the United States through the state has to have taken this
Yeah,
oath.
what she is, baby.
And this was in the very first law written or passed after the ratification of the Constitution,
don't you
signed
want to
into
do
law June
I?
1st, 1789 by General Washington, President Washington, where it's an act to regulate time
Okay.
manner of administering certain oaths. And it says that the oath or affirmation
Yeah, you gotta
required
be
by the
easy,
6th article of
baby.
the Constitution of the United States, right? That's
I'll
the
make
one
the
that Biden just took an oath to, Constitution of the United States. That's what he said, shall be administered in the form following, to wit, I,
rub your head?
A, B, hey, there's that A, B, state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States. That's the oath that everybody in the 6th article is supposed to take. All right, senators, representatives, members of the several state
You do what?
legislatures, right, like the state of Michigan, or Michigan's legislature,
No, because you're supposed to be in bed asleep, baby.
Ohio's legislature, all these state legislatures, right? Your county boards, their
Hey,
legislatures.
keep it up. You're going to go
All
to bed
that,
right
all
now.
anybody who has a legislative
mad.
office, All executive or judicial officers of both the United States and of the several states shall be bound by oath their affirmation to support the Constitution. But no religious test shall
Okay.
be required as a
All right, you want
qualification
to do I?
to any office of public trust under the United States. It's pretty simple.
Oh
But
my
nobody's taking it.
goodness.
Oh my
I've done many
goodness.
videos on this, sir. I did hours and hours of research. I'm a subject matter expert on the fact that people are not taking this oath. Okay, and you can see that by just looking at like the congressional record. So here is the one for this last January after the elections, right? Where they should have actually been done on the first day of session, which had been the 3rd. But yeah, they're not getting around to it until I think, what is this, the 28th now? You'll find that we'll go ahead and put something in the record. And what they're going to say is that they're going to take this oath right here. Well, first they're going to adjourn for the day. See, we're done for today on the 1st. We'll be back on until February 1st is when they're going to come back. Right, and this is the oath of affirmation that they took after they adjourned.
Okay, so this list right here is all the congressmen and women. Okay?
Right, I, A, B, do solemnly swear or affirm I support the Constitution. Yeah. Defend the Constitution of the United States, yada, yada, yada. You can read it yourself, right? But it has so help me God at the end, and it has their name in it. Well, this isn't the oath to satisfy the 6th article of the Constitution, sir. And actually, that's the oath that commissioned officers take, but it's also the oath that's in, what is this, Section 1757. Several classes of officers, forget what this comes out. Statute said, that's not the statute. It's got some other name for it. But where it says, where any person who is rendered eligible to office by any provision of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution is elected or appointed to any office, honor, or trust under the government of the Constitution, and is not able to, on account of his participation or rebellion, and take the oath prescribed in the preceding section, he shall, before entering his duties, take this oath. In other words, this is the oath that Confederate officers took after the rebellion to be able to hold an office in the state governments or in the federal government. This the oath is in 5 U.S.C. 3331. Well, that's what these people claiming to be state representatives are taking. And then it has all of them in their various...
Okay, listen to that a couple of times, y'all. They're basically saying they're taking the oath of military. So all the Congress people are military.
names that they use to put on their documents. And, sir, they're not using full legal names. Right? Danny K. Davis is no man's full legal name. Jesus G. Choi Garcia is no man's full legal name. They're not even putting their legal name on these documents. Well, that would make the document illegal. There's a reason people have legal names. And it's like that for every one of them. And then we go down a little bit further. Well, now that they've pretended to take one oath, let's pretend to take another to get classified information. And so now they're going to take another oath and they're going to use these same aliases again. Or it could even be a little bit different. I don't even know if they're exactly the same. What I do know is that is the act of a spy, to hide your name to get access to classified information. So that's what's happening with Congress. That's what's happening with the governor, attorney general, so forth and so on. And the only reason it doesn't affect you, sir, is because, as it turns out, in I think it's 1947 or 48, when they started the Department of Defense, they took military officers out from being executive officers and made them military officers, made a new class office for you. So you don't have to take the oath that's under the satisfy 6 of the Constitution. But the Secretary of Defense does. And all the members of Congress and the governors and the attorney generals and the state legislators and the judges and the justices. And, sir, I'm telling you, there ain't none of them doing it. We don't have a constitutional form of government. There is no democracy in the Constitution. The only thing in the Constitution is the freaking republic. Republican form of government. It's in the 4th article. Well, that isn't what we have because nobody's taken it out to satisfy the 6th article, so we have no constitutional officers. It is done as a scheme, and you need to know it, and I'm telling you, and I hope that some officer watches this video and makes sure that you heard that I told you what's going on. Right? Because that's what's ruining this country, sir, and I don't need to tell you anymore. I'll go salute the flag now. Unless you have questions, I'm done. Right? But if you want to contact me, I am Staff Sergeant Robert Allen Rudlewski, United States Army veteran. And yeah, I am a Q clearance holder. So, let's leave it there. Quarter record at AOL.com, sir. Or you can call me, 616-712-6179. I hope to hear from you. All right. Y'all have a good day.
Hey, Louise. There we go. Alright. Have my hands full with my grandbaby here. This is Diesel Fool with the People News. I never just look straight forward. I always look around me for the outside forces may want to commit harm upon me. And the harm that's being brought upon me is maybe I'm in the wrong country. Y'all decide. Okay? I've talked about this before this video, so I knew about this. I don't know when this guy knew it. But it's Rob Ryder on YouTube, and it's ROBBB Ryder, okay? And it's 3 B's. I don't know why. But check him out. I've checked out a couple of his videos. Some of y'all with land taxes and all that kind of stuff. Check out that, because that's how I accidentally come across him, is my process of my land taxes. Okay? And you'll find some interesting things on the land taxes. How they suckered us. And it's all through paperwork that he's done research for other people and for his own property that he rents. But, you know. But anyway, check that out. This is Diesel Fool with the People News, y'all. Until next time, never look straight forward. Always look around you. And always question the things that's going on around you, because they may be in the process of committing harm upon you. Bye, y'all.